Hey guys, welcome back to another video. First, wow, that was loud. First, I want to say, I know this is not the type of video that I do on my channel, and but this is really important to me to do. I've sat down to film this so many times, like over the past month. I was gonna literally like a month ago today or yesterday, I was gonna film this, and every time like I started to put my makeup on, I just wasn't mentally, like I wasn't there, and everything just was happening every single day. It would be more stupid stuff happening in the media, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start. This is gonna be a long video. As you can already tell, if you're not doing much, watch the whole thing. Watch it at a 1.5 speed, and I'll appreciate it. So let's get started. I just want to start off before I dive deep into this. Dear white people, I need you to stop accepting apologies on behalf of Black people. Like, I don't understand it. If another white person offends us and we don't want to support that person anymore, stop accepting apologies on our behalf. Imagine if I slapped you. We're at work, you're my coworker, and it's three of us, and I slapped you, and I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then I do it again, and then I slap you again, like harder this time, and I apologize again. And then you find out that in my other jobs, other places, I always slap people. Like, I just do it over and over, and I say I've changed, but I haven't. And then your coworker accepts my apology on your behalf. That's what you white people do when you're accepting apologies on behalf of Black people. We're the ones that are offended. We're the ones that are insulted. We're the ones that are disrespected. So until we decide we as a collective, okay? Until we decide that, okay, this person has really changed, stop accepting apologies on our behalf. It's not cool, and you look stupid. Stop it. Please and thank you. Now, so, dear Hollywood, your outrage is fake. Your outrage is performative. Your outrage, it's literally just to make yourself feel better. Let me start off by saying that black and white video that the actors made, it was so stupid. It didn't really need to be made. If you see yourself as a white person that's an ally to Black people all over literally America and the world, you don't always have to announce that you're doing something for us to know that you're an ally. You don't always have to say, well, I'm doing this and I should have done that when I saw this happening, but you didn't. You didn't do it when it was happening. You're doing it now because you're getting called out on it. And you're doing it now because you want to seem like, like I'm here for you. No one is saying to not be here for Black people. Yes, we know you have Black friends. Yes, we know you work with Black people. But making a video about it, like, y'all didn't learn about the celebrities that made the video when COVID-19 first hit. Like, stop making videos like that. You guys are so out of touch. And I'm not like judging people, because everyone works hard to be where they are, I'm sure. But stop making videos like that. Whenever something happens, stop making videos like that. As a white person, if you feel like there's an injustice, or I mean, not even if you feel like, you know there's an injustice, because that's why all of this is happening. Whatever work it is you do to be an ally, do it. Y'all don't ever see like You don't see Brad Pitt going around saying, I'm helping black people. You don't see Reese Witherspoon going, I'm helping black people get jobs and I'm making sure my other friends are also getting jobs. You're not seeing the people that actually do these things go out of their way to say, I should have done this when I noticed a black person was here and I should have done it. Like, it's stupid. Now, let's start with, like, because I know there's celebrities, like white celebrities saying that, you know, when this type of production person was on set, they should have made sure that there were more black people on set. Let me start with, I wrote my notes down, and like I said, every time I sat to do this video, I started off a month ago when I was going to film this initially. I started off with 2 pages of notes. Today I have 8, front to back. So technically 16. And I have a lot to say. That's what this video is very important to me to say, because I've been in a lot of these situations, or my friends have been in a lot of these situations, and it's just not okay. So your outrage on social media is performative as fuck, and let's get started, right? I feel like we've gotten started already. Okay. So when it comes to being on set, let's talk about hair and makeup. I'm going to start off with hair. Do you know how many black hairstylists there are on set? Just think of the top 10 movies, or the top movies you've seen in the past year, the top 10 ones. How many black people do you think were hairstylists? When it comes to hairstyling, I have been, because I know I'm gonna keep saying this, please don't get annoyed. It's just what I do. I am an aspiring actress and I'm a makeup artist. So a lot of these two, it doesn't matter what, as long as it has to do with entertainment, they will always happen. Imagine if you have to appear on camera, there'll always be makeup done. And I'm a makeup artist, so I have a lot of experience with that. So I'm going to be talking about this, like, knowing what I know. And then because I'm an aspiring actress, I've also been on set to see these things. So I have short hair, so I usually never have to worry about anything unless I'm in a show or a movie where it's like a time period piece, and they have to put a wig on us. And then that's a different story, because it's just most of the time it's just going to be a synthetic wig, and whoever the hairstylist is, they're going to style your hair according to the way they want it to look. So for me, that's never really a problem. But a lot of my friends, or all of my friends that are black that are on set, that have natural hair, when they go on set, it is a problem, because 99.8% of the time, let me put a 0.8% of the hairstylists in Hollywood, or just on any set I've been, they've been white people. Now, I'm not saying every white hairstylist doesn't know how to do 4C hair, but a lot of them, majority of them don't. They don't know how to do 4C hair. And my friends have experienced this. I've been around people when I'm like in the same room, hairstylists, white hairstylists, they will say, oh my God, today I'm going to have a little fun challenge with your hair. You're saying someone that has 4C hair is a challenge, even if you have no experience on that. You shouldn't say that to someone that's your client, because if they were a client, especially when it's like for background people, this is just not something you say to people. These are your clients. They're sitting in your chair. Telling them that their hair is a challenge is problematic. If you didn't know that it was problematic, now you know. It is a problem. It is a huge problem. Stop telling people that don't have fine, thin hair that their hair is a challenge. Extremely famous people, black people, actors and actresses and models, when they show up with their natural hair on set, famous people, y'all, not little people like me, not B, D, C, A, Z, J, K listers, like A-lister celebrities, when they go on set, there's still a problem with them getting their hair done, their natural hair. Why? KJ Smith has said that when she goes on set, she has to bring 4 to 5 different wigs. Imagine being an actress. You have to go on set, you have to get your hair and makeup done. Most actresses that I know that are not black, when they go on set, they're worried about their lines. Now imagine as a black person, you have to look good on camera, so you have to make sure, the makeup that they're putting on you looks good if your makeup artist is not a black person. Because honestly, I'm not saying this to be funny. I've not met a black person, hairstylist or makeup artist, that goes on set. Because when you're on set, like on a TV show or a movie or even a commercial, and that's your job, you have to be in the union. I don't know many black people in the union. 2, the black people that are in the union that do have these jobs, they can run circles. They can do everybody's hair and makeup. But when it's the other way around, that's not the case. So KJ Smith, she goes on set and she has to bring her own wigs. This is someone that still has to practice, reading their lines on set, have to make sure that they're focused. Just like the last thing you want to be worried about is bringing your own hair and making sure when you bring your wig, they can still make it work. Actresses should not be doing that. That's not, they should not be doing that. They should not be doing that. If you're an actress or a model, ask, and you're black and you're white or whatever race you are, race, ethnicity, whatever, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Ask your white coworkers that's on set how many times they've had to worry about bringing their own makeup or how many times they've worried about bringing their own hair or a wig to make sure when they're on camera, they look good. Ask a white person how many times they've had to do that. Even if you're white, ask another white person. Because if you're white, you probably haven't done it. Unless it's very specific, even then. Gabby Sidibe, she said that there was, I don't know if it was a movie or a show that she did. She had to ask the producer, she has to ask to be in protective hairstyling when there are no black hairstyles on set. She has to make sure that she's good. And she's doing that because they may not have a budget to have a black hairstylist on set. Do you hear do you hear me? Do you hear how crazy that sounds? You should be worried about making sure your character is true to what's on paper. That's what you should be worried about as an actress. The fact that black actresses have to worry about their hair and then they have to worry about making sure they're saying their lines right. Baffling. Crazy. I'm just saying, I don't know any white person that has ever had to think about that, because even when I tell my white friends or when I'm on set with people and we just meet and we click and, stuff like that comes up, they're always so confused. They're always so shocked. They can't believe that it's happening. And I'm just like, bro, this happens to us all the time. That's crazy. So the only time you get to see maybe a majority black crew on set is when it's Ryan Coogler, when it's Ava DuVernay, when it's Issa Rae, when it's Jordan Peele, Spike Lee. That's when you'll have, it won't always be all, which, give the person the best person for the job. But that's when you see majority black crew. Everywhere else, it's not like that. So next, I'm going to touch on makeup. And when I'm talking about makeup, it can be, or it will be Hollywood and Instagram, like social media. One, I just want to point out when all of this was initially happening, COVID actually, I feel like, it's robbing us from a lot of things, from doing a lot of things. But honestly, it's showing 2020 and COVID is showing us some shit, okay? So you have brands, makeup brands, and their social media, specifically Instagram, that are all of a sudden acting like black people just emerged 2020. And now they want to showcase and show black influencers and black makeup artists on their page. And then they want you. They want you, the audience, the black audience, to tag your favorite black artists and makeup artists and fashion or beauty influencers. They want you to do that. Do you not have a team? Are you not a brand? Do you not have an intern that does that? Because that's generally what they like to label people that do that. Do you not have a social media manager? Why are you looking to your audience to do that? Y'all know who these people are, you just don't showcase them. The fact that black women spend so much money on makeup, you would think we would be your priority. Honestly, y'all said it. You would think we would be a priority. You would think, I'm going to keep going. So after doing that, they're now lumping all of these people that everyone else has tagged into one picture. And then they're making a little grid. No. Because now, remember I was supposed to do this like a month ago? Now, a lot of those brands have reverted back to posting who they used to post before. Now they're a little cautious. They're making sure they're throwing all their diversity in there because they know they're going to get called out. But they've been doing this. So you can't tell me all of y'all are now yelling Black Lives Matter, but we didn't matter before? Did we not? I'm confused. What's happening? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Almay. Laughable. Almay. Almay. Yes, that brand. They said Black Lives Matter. Have you seen their page? Have you seen their makeup for black people? Have you seen it? I'm not looking for every brand to be social justice warriors and saying, this is what I'm saying, your outrage is performative, you're not a true ally, just stay in your lane, do what you do, cater to the people you cater to, we don't care. But it's actually very insulting. I know some people are thinking, well, all these brands are trying to be inclusive. One, you're not inclusive because your makeup is not inclusive. So who are you really posting on your page? If your brand and what you're selling to me in the stores is already not inclusive, you want me to believe that your page is going to be, and what you're saying is, we don't care. We care from the brands that we already know show this. Listen, baby, no. Same thing with Benefit. And can I just have a little grab of Benefit? You guys know that their brand, their foundation, every time you look at it, if you go into a Sephora and you look at their boxes, it looks like it's very inclusive. And then when you open it, the boxes don't ever match what's in the actual foundation. The boxes are always like my complexion, and then the actual foundation, like it would look like this. Do you see my face compared to right here? I got my notes, y'all. But do you see the difference? Don't put something that's like a deep dark coffee colored box as your foundation, and when I open it, it's really like caramel or toffee. Don't do that. That's not cute. So I need these brands to get it together. Your allyship is performative, it's insulting, and you really, really, really need to do some internal diversity. Stop saying Black Lives Matter until they matter where you work, in your labs, in your offices, in your executives. How about that? Stop telling us that you are trying to amplify Black voices. Listen, they're the brands that when they reach out and they tell you or they're saying these things, you just believe them. It doesn't have to be a Black owned brand, but you believe them because like they have a track record that they are very inclusive. But we're talking about the ones that are saying we want to amplify Black voices, and it's like 4 people out of 100 people that are Black in their company. How are you amplifying that? Are you hiring people that matter behind the scenes? Are you doing that? If you're not amplifying Black voices. You just want to show that you are. And stop it, please. We beg you, stop. So next is fashion. And fashion honestly has to do with like hair and makeup and the wardrobe that people are wearing. So this is gonna be about hair and makeup and fashion. So why are models being told to bring their own makeup? Why are you telling Black models to do their own makeup or to do their own hair? Why are you telling Black models these things? Why are you telling them this? You're not telling anybody else but Black models for them to figure out how to do their own hair. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a makeup artist. I'm a pro makeup artist. I have done a couple of like fashion weeks, small shows, some bigger shows where like, helping, not, how do I say it? Just doing makeup under the head makeup artist. And fashion week is crazy. It's always really like extremely busy. You don't really have time to think. So I have been, and not just once, not just twice, more than 5 times, I've been around where it'll be a lot of makeup artists, and I'll notice like Black models and maybe I want to say Indian models too, because like they always, most of the time, every Indian client I've had, or like Middle Eastern client I've had, they've had like more olive undertone. It doesn't happen all the time. It's rare because they're not in fashion. So listen, I'm telling y'all, we're gonna dive into this. They're not in fashion a lot like that. Like you see like 4 Asian models, 4 Black models, 16 white models in one show. But you see them kind of like linger around, and they'll wait for someone that's like a person of color or Black people, Black makeup artists. They'll linger around to make sure that those are the artists that are doing their makeup, because these girls, they've had experience. You have these girls, go on stage looking crazy, like their hair not looking really good. So they've had these experiences. They know, I don't want to go on stage where it's like all these photographers are taking pictures of them, and then the rest of their body don't match their face. Their face is looking like really gray or ashy. So you see models. I've seen them all the time, like almost all the time. Unless it's like not all white. Listen, I'm not saying all white makeup artists don't know how to do everyone. Most of the time during fashion week, a lot of the people is by referral, like, this person can do makeup, or they're a makeup artist, so they'll come and they'll do makeup. So majority of the girls now, that people and models have been vocal about it, and because of social media, the makeup artists that are showing up on set, they know what they're doing. But before, it's not completely gone. It's still like that. And I've seen it with my own eyes. White makeup artists, they will do the way black models are like avoiding anybody but a black makeup artist doing their makeup is the same way some white makeup artists will avoid doing anyone that's not white or Asian to do the model's makeup, because they don't know what they're doing. They can only do anything up until a tan, and that's it. And literally fashion that has to do with hair and makeup with different types of people, but you don't know what you're doing. Are you kidding me? So like when I'm doing a client or a model that is white or Asian, the only problem or stories they've ever told me is like maybe the makeup artist that they had didn't have like proper hygiene. It's never that they didn't have the right foundation. It's never that the hairstylist didn't know what they're doing if they're black. It's never that they didn't match them correctly. It's never that. Like I've not heard like white girls or Asian girls say that to me ever. It's always like either some crazy story backstage. It's never about matching. On the other hand, black girls always have a problem with white girls or any other person doing their makeup. Not, like I said, not everyone, but majority of the time. It's been a problem for so long that almost every black model has had almost every black one of them. Let me not get started. The only time I know for a fact that if a makeup artist is on set, not like fashion show, it's like on set, TV, film, commercial, anything like that, an ad campaign, 100% I'm not worried that they're a white makeup artist, because those jobs, you have to be in the union. You have to be in the union. You have to be in the union. And if you're not, like, to be in the union is no joke. Like a lot of the time, some people that are in the union, they have agents, No agency is going to take you on as a makeup artist if you can't do diverse faces, different skin tones, because you have to have a really strong portfolio. So stuff like that I'm never really worried about. It's like one-on-one, and when it's fashion show, when it's crazy and they need a lot of makeup artists, that's when you see the crazy stuff. But I mean, I've heard some stories about, people that are like on set and some of them don't know what they're doing, but it's rare. It's very rare. It's very rare. Like, you're not about to be under a company that's shelling out thousands to millions of dollars and the makeup artists don't know what the fuck they're doing, because if that happens, you will not work again. It seems like makeup artists, everything is oversaturated right now, but when it comes to like Hollywood and when it comes to a serious matter about being on a commercial set or ad campaigns or movie and TV, it's small and almost everybody knows everybody. And if you don't know what you're doing, bye, because you're playing games, okay? So now let's go to fashion. Like when I'm saying fashion, I'm talking about, we already talked about the hair, we already talked about the makeup. Now I'm talking about like designers. Let me start off with like, Hollywood is so shitty. And like, listen, don't get me wrong. This is the job that I want. I aspire to be an actress, but you can still want to be something and call the bullshit out. Like, being an actress is my ultimate goal. And, I love everything fashion, hair and makeup and acting. But this is why I wanted to do this video, because anyway, let's start with Project Runway. There has not been, there wasn't a black winner until season 12 of Project Runway. And that was Dom Streeter. Right now, tell me, how many fashion influencers or just influencers, fashion influencers or lifestyle influencers on Instagram or on YouTube or blog loving or like anything that has to do with something like that. When was the last time you heard someone say or tag, I'm wearing Dom Streeter? You have black people win this, or a black person win this show. She wasn't like overtly promoted like she should have been. I feel like she should have been. One, I don't think they promote these people like that except from like Christian Siriano. But like, when was the last time you see people like, I'm wearing Dom Streeter? She won that season. And listen, that whole entire season, every time she made something, it was popping. Like her styles and her designs, they looked really, really good. Speaking of Project Runway also, Corto Mamalu, our last names are very similar. One, she should have been the person to win her season because her outfits were always looked so good. Like, is anybody wearing Corto and Dom Streeter's looks on the red carpet? Are they wearing them in movies, in TV shows, in ad campaigns? How many influencers do you see talking about them? How many? But all these influencers, I mean, not all. Y'all, when I'm saying all, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to have to be like super specific in everything that I'm saying. But how many times have you seen anyone tag them if that's their job? I'm not saying you only have to shop black designers. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But come on. All these brands are saying, or especially like these fashion brands, they're saying they also want to amplify black voices. How many black influencers are you really supporting? How many of them are you paying equal monies to? Are you paying them a lot of, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it with my chest. There's a lot of like white influencers out there, fashion influencers that are very mediocre, but they have so many followings and, you know, the way they present everything is not really telling a story. It's not inspiring. It's very basic, but compared to, let's say there's a micro influencer that has a high engagement rate that's black and same level, same thing as a white person. That white guy, girl will always get paid more than a black person, even if that black person's story, their feed, the engagement rate, if it's amazing, it's visually pleasing to the eye. They shortchange black people. Brands do this, but behind the scenes, you want us to believe that you're amplifying black voices. You want us to believe that. Okay. And, you know, most of these influencers, they care about the same, like, white brands that have been around for eons, and their demographic, their consumers, their clients, they're not going anywhere. They will probably always be around forever. These are the same people y'all shop. These are the same people you were tagging. These are the same people that you want to only wear. These are the same people. You're shopping the same brands that are so popular. And listen, this is the line of job that I'm into right now. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm very nano. I'm like nano. But like, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a Chanel boy bag. Everybody has it. Listen, it's a beautiful classic bag, whatever. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, everyone is trying to wear all these designers because they want to be invited to the show. So they'll go out of their way and break their necks to buy the same thing that everybody has. So these brands can notice you instead of trying to like do it with passion. It's just really annoying. And then there are these black designers that are running circles over these white designers or fashion houses. And then these huge fashion houses are stealing their ideas. But I rarely see, I mean, like now, because of this whole thing that has happened, and we're calling people's bullshit, we're calling these brands out on their bullshit, we're calling these companies out on their bullshit. Now they want to amplify Black designer voices. You know, now we're seeing people tag Hanifa everywhere. But how many, besides Black influencers, because that's not the topic we're talking about right now, how many like other influencers do you see wearing Faye Noel? How many non-Black, I said non-Black for a reason, do you see wearing Hanifa even? I mentioned, how many of them do you see wearing Dom Streeter? How many of them do you see wearing Pyre Moss? And from these luxury Black brands, oh my God, their stuff is just chef's kiss, honestly. How many of them do you see on the red carpet like that? How many of them do you see on the red carpet like that? Even in all of these Real Housewives shows, how many of them do you see supporting amazing, talented, luxury Black designer houses in their shows? Every time you see, they're like, yeah, I'm wearing this Givenchy. And listen, I love good designs. I love a designer that I know will last me forever because cost per wear. I know the value of these fashion houses, but how do you expect these new luxury Black brands to become fashion houses when you're not buying them? All I'm saying is, if you want to see these brands grow, if you really believe in them, especially when you're not, I'm not calling nobody out that's Black right now because we already know we matter. I'm talking about the people that are doing performative shit. If you really are about it and you want to amplify Black voices, if the brand is your style, shop there, you know? Like, yes, we know about all of your Prada boots. I'm guilty. Like I said, I like all of these houses because every one of them, some of them, a lot of them are problematic, but a lot of them have like really great designs. But shop around. Don't always just tell us you're supporting. I'm an ally, but I'm only gonna keep buying Chanel. Stop it. Stop playing games. Thank you. Thanks. So the streetwear that we see, everyone is not rocking. Like, everyone is rocking streetwear. Everyone. You see it on everybody right now. That style, y'all get from Black girls in hood. Okay? Black girls that are from the hood always been fly. Especially Black girls from the hood from New York City. Been fly. Go there right now and you can tell. Go somewhere in Brooklyn. Go somewhere in the Bronx. Go somewhere in Harlem. Shit, go somewhere in Queens. Everywhere in New York City, Black girls from the hood always been fly. And that's where all them extra neon, long ass nails and long hair and baggy clothes, like I said, any type of streetwear that you're seeing right now that's really urban, y'all get that from Black girls from the hood. Especially Black girls from the hood from New York City. I said what I said, and what I said is not bullshit. If you don't believe me, do your research. From the 80s to the 90s to the early 2000s, all of those things, those girls were doing big bamboo earrings, hoops, all of that is from Black girls. Okay? Because what you were doing before was your cute little French manicure calling it a day. All of this stuff that y'all doing right now, from Black girls in the hood. When Black girls did it at the time, they were being called ghetto, troublemakers, like seen black girls ran, like black girls with style ran circles around your bland ass outfits. Okay? Ran circles. So this is where you guys steal your style from. Yes, I said steal. Does style belong to one person? No, but this urban streetwear, it stems from black girls. It's just what it is. It's just the truth. Okay? It's the truth. So whenever y'all think about saying some trash shit from two black girls, just think about, like, you owe us your whole entire style. You owe it to us. Long nails that y'all be wearing, cornrows, it's not authentic to you. It's not. It's not. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but it's not authentic to anybody but black girls. I'm not saying anybody else can't do it right now, but give credit where credit is due. Black girls have been the it girls. They were always the it girls, are still the it girls. A lot of black girls, especially like growing up, I mean, now it's different, but like maybe girls my age growing up, I'm not saying me specifically, but maybe they didn't have access to the resources that white girls did, and white publications saw that and they made money off of it. They profited off of it. They saw that and they put some bland ass white model on their cover or in their pages or on their ads and stole the identity and the style of black girls, and then everybody else started wearing it. And then after magazines started putting all these people on, social media started to emerge, and then y'all started stealing, and y'all still stealing till today. You still stealing till today. You're still stealing. Y'all remember, was it last year or the year before when that white lady tried to make it seem like she invented silk bonnets? Ma'am, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. It's 2020. Y'all still don't have, you can't find shame anywhere? You just steal. Okay. Just want to be thieves everywhere. Okay. Now that that's over with, let's talk about film sets in Hollywood. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. So now to the black and white video I mentioned in the beginning of the video. I just want to ask those actors, how many black gaffers were on set of the movies you've done in the past year or two? How many black first or second ADs? How many black people were like operating the boom mic? How many black directors have you worked with? How many black cinematographers was on the set that you on of the show or movie you worked on? How many black people get treated like shit or treated like trash on the set of the last thing or the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things that you worked on? You saw and you didn't really say shit, or you're like, let me mind my business and read my lines, because you can focus on that because you don't have to bring your own hair and makeup. How many times did you stop some bullshit from happening on set to a black person? But y'all want to come on this video in black and white talking about some I should have said. Shut up. I saw that video. I think I already started to plan doing this video. And then I saw that. I was like, oh, great. Another thing I can add to this. And then it just didn't stop. It did not. The fuckery of famous white people just did not stop. You are so out of touch. So like, to white Hollywood, or just Hollywood in general, to the people that made that black and white video, ask yourself, how many black people have been number 1 on the call sheet and still got paid less than you? Because it happens all the time. It happens all the time. But y'all gonna come in a black and white video talking about some, I should have done this. No, 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 no. You've always had privilege, and you've always used it. So, like, let's look at some cold, hard facts. I think this is probably my favorite part of the video. Let's look at some cold, hard facts, y'all. Isaac Perlmutter. How do you even say his name? Perlmutter, whatever. Him, this guy. Yep, that's him. The old one, yep. Remember what he did to Terrence Howard when Terrence Howard was flaming fresh off of an Oscar nomination for Hustle and Flow. Right after that, he did Iron Man. He got paid what he got paid. At that time, nobody was giving a fuck about nobody's Robert Downey Jr. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm really not. But in that year, if someone said Terrence Howard and someone said Robert Downey Jr., you're likely going to go Robert Downey Jr. in that year. But you weren't going to say that about Terrence Howard. So when the second Iron Man movie came and he asked for more money, do you know what Isaac said? We can replace him. Because all black people look alike. They all look the same. Isaac said that. Isaac, yeah. He did. He said that. All black people look alike. All these people look alike? That's interesting. All of them? They all look alike? These look like the same people? These people look like the same person? Wow, so crazy. Yikes. These people. All these black people. Huh. So, at that time, Isaac was the CEO of Marvel Entertainment, which is now the job of Kevin Feige. Thank God. Thank God. An actual nerd that actually likes comic books. That actually... Oh, let me not fangirl right now. But he had the power to give Terrence what he asked for. But he replaced him with Don Cheadle. And they paid Don Cheadle still less. And you know what would have been being a great ally in that moment was RDJ saying, no, this man is being more known. Give him what he asked. Because when RDJ asked for more money, they gave it to him. Yes, he was the main character. But if you're not a comic book reader at that time, you didn't even know who Iron Man was. But if you didn't read comic books, like if you didn't read like Dark Horse, if you didn't read Marvel or DC, if you didn't really read anything like that, you probably didn't know or didn't care who Iron Man was. But you knew at the time who Terrence Howard was, and you probably didn't care about RDJ. But after that, he was doing movies after movies after movies, and that should have been the time when, you know, you guys did a great movie together. And this man is asking for this, and he was just nominated for an Oscar. That would have been a great time to be an ally. And y'all talk about all this allyship. That's a great time to have been an ally and say, listen, I mean, you give me more money because I'm a white man. give this man more money. He asked for it. He deserved it because he's a good actor. Hello. That didn't happen. Whatever he got paid before is the exact same thing that they gave Don Cheadle. And you know, Don Cheadle right now, he's great in the role. Whatever. But the point is, Isaac Perlmutter is an asshole. He's an asshole. He has, listen, there are going to be links in the description box of everything that I'm mentioning. Don't worry. I got you. If you want to read every fact that I'm saying, I got you. It's there. It's there. It's there. I got you. But he's a shitty person. He's the same. He's cheap. He doesn't like paying people. He's cheap. It's the same reason why that Inhuman movie was horrible, or TV show. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. And there were 3 black women executives that I think they won their lawsuit against him, and they left. So he's a shitty person. So let's discuss some monies, because I just got off the Terrence Howard thing of how y'all don't want to pay great black actresses amazing money, what they're worth. On the track of reading y'all hard, cold facts, I'm going to be reading from my notes. So don't mind me if I'm looking down. I just want to make sure I get this really accurate. So Viola Davis, amazing fucking Viola Davis. Hello, Viola Davis. This amazing actress, this gorgeous, amazing actress. Hello? Viola Davis is worth $12 million. She has won one Academy. She was nominated 3 times. She has 5 SAG Awards. She was nominated 8 times. She has 2 Tony Awards. She was nominated 3 times. She has been nominated for 213 awards and has won 102. And yet she's worth $12 million. Sarah Paulson, a white woman, is worth, I'm actually surprised, $10 million, because she's amazing. But I'm bringing her up because she was in this Take Responsibility bullshit black and white video. So that's why I'm putting her in here. But I'm going to make a huge, I'm trying to make a point here. Viola Davis, worth $12 million. Sarah Paulson, worth $10 million. She has 1 SAG win. She was nominated twice. 1 Golden Globes, nominated 3 times. She has a total of 32 nominations, and she's won 13. It's only a $2 million difference between Viola Davis and Sarah Paulson. $2 million, that's it. I mean, for them, that's it. For me, that's a lot of money. Viola Davis. Now, the next person I'm going to mention, she's an anomaly because she's been in franchises. So hers is a different story, and rightfully so, because she has been in 2 huge franchises. But I'm just trying to let y'all know the type of talent. But because she's black, Viola Davis is worth $12 million. Jennifer Lawrence is worth $130 million. Like I said, of course, it's because she was in 2 huge franchises, being X-Men, obviously Hunger Games. Now, other white women. Margot Robbie is worth $22 million. Emma Stone is worth $30 million. Y'all know who Viola Davis is, right? Okay. That's how fucked up Hollywood is. This amazing woman, and she's talked about it over the years too. Y'all know people call her the Black Meryl Streep. Why is the Black Meryl Streep worth $12 million? They're actors. They get paid more than $12 million per movie. So, not that I've said that, I'm still going to say more. I hope you guys are still here. Hope you're still hanging in here with me. I know it's a lot and I know it's really long, but I just want to let you guys know. I'm sure most people know some of these things, but it's just crazy to me that white people don't see themselves like they're taking responsibilities, but they really haven't. Before I move on to how deep-rooted racism is in Hollywood, actors, white actors that are saying, oh, like I think Jenny Slate just did something recently where she dropped out of a show voicing a biracial animated character. I think for that character, it's fine because it could have been a black or white person like playing them. But her reasoning was because she wanted a black person to have an amplified voice or blah, 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 what she said. I'm trying to find like a direct quote so you guys can see it on the screen. But it's like, you didn't know that like from the inception of the show. A lot of things right now, like I told you in the beginning of the video and the title of this video, it's very performative. What you need to do, I'm not even going to say that because I'm going to get into that in my notes in a little while. But I just feel like it's very disingenuous to me. So this racism stuff. So the Hayes Law. From the MPPC, which is now the MPAA, the code was a set of industry moral guidelines for the self-censorship of content that was applied to most United States motion pictures released by major studios from 1934 to 1968. The Hayes Code had some do's and don'ts. So out of all of this rules and regulations, basically in the Hayes Code, you couldn't have white slavery shown on any motion picture. But 1934 to 1968. This is when the specific ones were highlighted. You couldn't have white slavery, but you could have black ones on camera. It's okay to show black people being slaves on camera, but not white people. Miscegenation, which is basically like you shouldn't have anyone that's white be or have any sexual or like mostly loving sexual relationship on any movie, like white and black, white and potato, white and purple, white and Asian, white and anything else. It couldn't be on the screen. Couldn't. They weren't having it. They were not having any of that. This is also what played a part in Anna May Wong not being in the movie that she was supposed to be in. She was replaced by Louise Rayner, a white European woman, for the character of Olan in the Good Earth movie. And this was done by MGM. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I looked directly at my notes to let you guys know that. And that's just the beginning. So now let's look at the people that are actually in charge at the studios. Let's do it. Also on my notes. So for this, where I got my good factual information, if you're interested in that, link will also be listed in the description box of the article. But let's start off with our favorite, Disney. Listen, I would like to be in a Marvel movie. They're doing better, I'm sure. But I don't know. I'm still going to say what I need to say, though. Okay? Disney corporate, they have 15 people, not one black person. Disney Studios, they have 15 people, not one black person. Disney TV, they have 21 people and one black person. So in total, of that Disney execs that I just mentioned, there are 51 people and one black person. 51 white people and 1 Black person. 51 and 1 Black person. Let's move on to Warner Media. Warner Media Corporate has 8 people, not 1 Black person. Warner Brothers division heads, 32 people, 1 Black person. Let's move on to Comcast. 23 people, not 1 Black person. NBC Universal, 14 people, not 1 Black person. Universal Pictures, 16 people, not 1 Black person. Viacom, 26 people, 2 Black people. Paramount Pictures, 5 people, no Black person. Sony Corporate, 8 people, no Black person. The division heads at Sony, 16 people, 2 Black people. Netflix, 8 people, not 1 Black person. Amazon Studios, 6 people, 1 Black person. Now, I will say for Netflix and Amazon, I saw the pictures, they're diverse. And it's not a lot of people. It's not 51. So there's that. So with that being said, that was what? Out of 205 people in charge of these studios that literally make everything that we watch, out of 205 people, 205 people, there are only 7 Black people. So why are you surprised when you get the type of movies that you get when you get them? Why? So let's move on to the people that literally make or break you, so to speak. The agents. I'm talking from experience. The most important thing, besides maybe your manager and PR and all that stuff, but that's after you've made it, is an agent. It's very, 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 very extremely rare that someone gets discovered on the corner of the street because they're so beautiful. Oh my God, so beautiful. It's rare. Not that it has never happened, not that it will never happen, but it's very rare. We know some of the people that have gotten discovered like that. But you need an agent. Even after all of that, you need an agent. It's just like getting an agent is not easy at all whatsoever. If you're an actor out there, trust me, you want to be careful. Just as they're going to be very cautious of you bringing you on because they want to make sure you have the right look or you have charisma or you have something that when they send you on auditions, you can book jobs because they don't get paid if you don't get paid. And you don't get paid if you don't book jobs. Simple, so simple. But you want to make sure, listen, if you're trying to join an agency, any of the agency I'm going to mention right now, if you're starting out, you're not going to be part of it because, I mean, never say never, but it's really rare. You get there eventually, but it's not just something that happens like, oh, I want to be an actress, pick me. You're not even going to get like a meeting with any of these people. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. But let us talk about these people. They're the ones that make your career. But what I was going to say before I move on, what I was going to say is you want to make sure if you're trying to find an agency that the agent you want to sign with or the agency that you want to sign with, they don't have 13 other people that look just like you because then who are they going to send for the jobs? You want to join an agency that's diverse, that are looking for different types of people. Choose the right agency. I mean, this is not the video for that. I'm sure there are plenty of videos on YouTube that can tell you all about that. I'm just telling you what I know as I have been trying to find an agent. Okay, so the top agencies out there are CAA, WME, UTA. I'll list them on the screen. You'll see. Let me just read some things for you. CAA top heads are all white men. Yep. But I'll tell you who CAA represents, because I'm just talking about the big bosses, right? The people that are in charge of the whole entire agency, the entire company. That does not mean these agencies only have white people working for them, but most of them are white. So CAA reps Brad Pitt, Chris Pine, Priyanka Chopra, James Cameron, Viola Davis, Ava DuVernay, Scarlett Johansson, Meryl Streep. So, like, this is why when I said you just can't say, oh, hi, I'm a new actress, I want to be part of CAA. I'm sorry. Next to Meryl, next to Viola, next to Brad Pitt, next to Chris, next to Scarlett. Oh, okay. So these are the people that they represent. But also, agencies, are they diverse? If you're not already someone that's really, really big, like the people I just mentioned, are they going to give you a second chance? Even if it's not like this type of agency. Just because I'm mentioning huge agencies in Hollywood does not mean the smaller agencies or like boutique agencies don't also lack diversity. I'm just showing you guys, like, even the people that are agents, they're still majority white people. Like, how is CAA one of the top and y'all giving my girl Viola $12 million? Why? That's not nice. My neighbor is cutting grass. Every time I want to film, someone is doing something. I don't understand it. Anywho, WME. Let's look. I think WME has like the longest talent agency, like, period. So WME represents Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, the Batmans, Whoopi Goldberg, Jake Gyllenhaal, Denzel Washington, Joaquin Phoenix. CAA also represents Joe Biden, by the way. UTA, the main board members are all white men. Again, listen, at this point in this video, you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I hope you're still watching. If you're still here, thank you. Thanks. But I just want to say, imagine, like, all of what I mentioned, it may not be to the people that are in charge right now is doing, but it's still deep rooted in racism. It is. It really is. Is rooted in biases. It just is. It just is. Like, they don't want to tell you that. I mean, not that they don't want to tell you that, or they make it seem like it's not, but it is. It is. So it's up to these same people to want to make changes, to want to see what and who they're hiring to be as diverse as possible, to reflect what goes on in the real world. Like, next, we go to the writer's room. What does your writer's room look like? We want to know that. Your writer's room cannot consist of all white men trying to write a story of diverse, or write a diverse story. It's unrealistic. That's why Tyler Perry movies are always... I told y'all I wasn't calling black people out in this video, but like, imagine if you had 8 writers that wanted to write a TV show, and they all had like similar ideas. Imagine having 8 writers, 2 Asians, 2 white people, 2 black people, 2 Hispanics, 2, just 8 people that are like, let's say 2 of each. And then you guys are writing something. Do you know how authentic and rich and just real and realistic and do you know how good that story or the TV show or the movie that you're trying to sell to people, do you know how good that would be if you have diverse people in a room writing for one specific show? Because everyone has different ideas, everyone has different walks of life, and everyone has, like, you know, like with different races and ethnicities and all that, everyone has different perspectives on how they see things. So imagine trying to write one story and bringing everyone's perspective into, I almost say disrespect, everyone's perspective into the one story that you're trying to tell. Imagine how good that would be. I'm not saying everyone is going to agree, but it's going to be a compelling story. It's going to be something good. Even if it's a comedy, it'll be good because almost everybody will be able to relate to it. But you can't tell me you're going to have 3 white guys in a room trying to write my story. How are you trying to write a Nigerian girl story that grew up in Nigeria and is now in the US? Like, how? How are you doing that? Tell me. It'd be different if a story like that was coming from someone like myself, telling that type of story. Or someone, you know what I'm trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And it just doesn't end there. And I know, you know, this was me saying Hollywood, but how many black people are EA board members? White men. How many how many black people are animators that are being hired? Not that all these people are not out there and they exist, but how many people are getting hired in your company? Like when you look at video games, even just look at gaming online alone, white men dominate the gaming atmosphere, the sphere of gaming. So like, there are groups on Facebook and everywhere else that are being catered to just black nerds because it's almost like we've been excluded out of that for so long. Like if you're a black nerd, like, good luck. You know, like now because of the age of social media, like I said, everything is getting better, but that's just social media. How are these people treating people that are getting hired? Don't hire someone to fill a quota because that's what a lot of companies do. So like just literally, I knew I was going to mess that up. Literary agencies, PR agencies, like I already mentioned, animators, you know, voiceover actors, everybody. Like how diverse really is your team of people that are in charge of hiring the, you know, face-to-face people? How many people are saying, we're going to hire this person because they can do this job, not their name looks too foreign, so no thank you. Like, and yes, in the United States, majority of the people here are white people, but you're not hiring people that are best for the job. You're hiring someone because you know that person, know that person, know that person, and because most of these companies are racist, period. So not too long ago, I just mentioned that the second team, like, you know, how many black people are the second team, second AD, you know, stunt doubles and stuff like that. And then I just saw Angelica Washington. Is that her name? Yes. You guys, I know you guys have probably seen this video. That's why I said every time I sat down to write this, or to do this video, I saw it's just something after another, back to back to back to back. And I'm just like, what is happening? What is going on? Angelica Washington said that a couple of years ago, her 4th job, and oh my God, black people have it so hard. It's crazy. That her stunt double, I'm going to laugh when I'm saying this. It's not funny, but it's such bullshit. That's why I'm laughing. Her stunt double was a white person. It was a white woman that they painted black, like blackface, like AKA the same thing Zoe Saldana did when it came to Nina Simone. But that's another topic on racism. in Hollywood. Because the producers, when she brought it up, the producers told her that there were no black stunt women in LA, in Los Angeles, California. In Los Angeles, California, United States of America. LA, where everyone goes to be an actor. Doesn't matter what race you are, that LA, there was not one black. I'm sorry, what? So, even if that was the truth, black actors don't only reside in LA. I'm so confused. Black stunt doubles don't only live in LA. So you're not telling me only people from LA can be hired as stunt doubles and actors? It's just such bullshit. I'm sorry, Angelica girl, they failed you. Angelica, Eliza. Okay, sorry. They failed you, girl. Racism in Hollywood. I'm telling y'all, it's just... And just think about how many white people were on set that day or all those days and let that shit slide. Think about it. And you know how most of these white people are not allies? A white woman, I said it like that, a white woman accepted a job as a stunt double for a black woman and let herself be in blackface. Are you not tired? Do you know how exhausting it must be to always have to be the one to speak up as a black person on set? It's exhausting because then they'll say, oh my gosh, she's so difficult to work with just because you're speaking the truth, just because you're standing up for yourself. They'll say she was being a diva. She was being so difficult to work with. She was speaking her mind. Oh my God. That's what they say. And you literally can be the best person, one, for the job, or you can be the best person or the best thing that has happened to a TV show or a movie, and they'll still pay you least. And they'll still say you're complaining. And they'll still ask you to bring wigs and your own makeup artist. If that. You can't even do that because you have to be in the union. Because the production you're on is union. Imagine how tired we are. Y'all, I just want to say, I mean, this can keep going, but there's so much racism in Hollywood. It's everywhere. It's literally in every step of Hollywood, racism exists. That's crazy to me. I mean, it's crazy because it's the truth, but it's deep. If we're going to get anywhere, or if we're going to get, You know what I just thought about? I just wanted to make this point because I know Isaiah Washington said some stupid shit recently. He's been blackballed, right? As a black person, he's been blackballed because I guess he said some stupid shit. And then just recently, I saw that he was on P-Valley. I have not seen him in anything since Grey's Anatomy, okay? But you want to know how racism works? People are still willing to hire Mel Gibson. Anyway, If we're going to get any type of real change, it would start by not having 205 people that are in charge and only 7 black people. Okay? 205 people. And out of that 205, there are only 7 black people in there. I can keep going, like so many things, but honestly, I don't want this video to be so long that y'all just like, okay, girl, I'm done. You're talking too much. I just don't cancel me, Hollywood, because I still want to be an actress. Don't cancel me because I'm speaking the truth. If you are a white person, know what being a true ally is. And I just want to say, as a white person, if you watch this, if you feel some type of way and you clicked off, that means you're the problem. If you are listening to this and you clicked off, that means something in you, and you're like, something in you is triggered, then maybe you need to listen. Whenever someone is saying something that's true and it's making you uncomfortable, that's how you know you're supposed to listen. If you want to make any kind of change, change is not always something that's bliss and pretty and so beautiful where just like, we're going to make change and we're going to live in this bubble and everything is going to be great. It doesn't work like that. Okay. So if you're feeling a little uncomfortable and if your black friends are checking you with good merit, obviously, if your black friends are checking you with some stupid shit or some dumb shit you've said or done, take that shit, analyze yourself, look at how you reacted to it, and don't try to place blame. Don't try to say, oh my God, you always make it a race thing, because if you do that, you are the problem.